what's your name?
Justin.
You got blood on you. Is that from your injury or is that from somebody else?
That's not me, brother. That's not mine.
What'd you see inside?
I'll tell you what, man. I was here enjoying the concert just like every other fellow American here. And, you know, things happen, brother. You know, what goes on here isn't American. That's not what we're about. And this is not okay. Other people run, that's okay. That's on them. I'm here for everybody else.
How many people did you help?
7.
Did you see down?
How many people did I see down? Probably close to 20.
In various, obviously, conditions?
Look, man, I'm not wearing any clothes up here. Everyone who I thought, you know, has passed on, they have our clothes, my clothing, covering their eyes, covering part of their body. Everyone who I saw breathing, I help, man. None of this is mine. I'm here for everybody else, brother.
What are you thinking right now? I can't even imagine.
Look, man, I'm an American. I'm proud of where I'm from. I carry a weapon. Obviously, you can't carry in here. You know, that's their deal. That's you know what they're proud of, whatever. Not me, man.
Where were you when the shot started? I heard Jason Aldean was singing into the concert.
Correct.
And it sounded like fireworks. He took off running. Kind of explain where you were, what you heard.
So it did sound like fireworks. I've been around guns my whole life. I did not hear a single after percussion where it would have made you think that it was a firearm. Maybe because of the people that were there, but it did sound like fireworks. I got tagged in my hand. I don't know, maybe glass, something. As soon as I felt that, I got all my friends. I said, get out. And I ran the other way, man. I'm here to help people, so.
How many people are still in there injured? Have they got most everybody out? Are there other people still in there that, like you that helped out?
Look, man, everybody that's still on that side of the line has passed on, brother.
Well, we appreciate you, your helping. And sorry.
Appreciate you guys.
Sorry, I didn't meet you in the circumstances, but okay.
The police just confirmed the one suspect is down.
One suspect is down that we know, guys. We've got confirmed from the police department. One suspect is down. We don't know if there's more than one. We don't know if there's more than one suspect, but one suspect is down. As you heard from the witness right there, Kelly, anybody past where we were just standing, anybody past those vehicles, he says is not alive. If they're a victim, they're not alive. They're there, unfortunately.
That is so disheartening to hear because you always try to hope that people are going to be fine. But Adam, we're going to have a live news presser that's coming up soon, and we'll be going to that. In fact, we're going to take a break from Adam and go to that right now. Let's listen in.
Want to help. I see a lot of people out here that are coming down wanting to help. Please steer clear of the area. We have all the resources from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department as well as our partner agencies coming down to bear on this situation. So please stay away from the area. We have had reports of people coming down trying to help. We got that, so we're good right now. So, but we have numerous victims right now. I don't have a number for you on that, but please keep their families and them in your thoughts as we work our way through this problem. Once I have more information to come back, I will come back and give you that information at this time. But as of now, what I can confirm is we do have one suspect down, and we want people to steer clear of the area.
Are there other suspects? For everybody else. Any fatalities, Jeff? You heard right there from your one suspect down,
All right, so we were listening to the news conference right there. They're still asking him questions right now, but the police officer is basically stating that we have numerous victims right now. One suspect is down. We heard Adam report about that well. Let's listen again to what this officer is saying. What we do know right now is that Las Vegas police say one suspect is down after shooting at the country music festival. So far, 2 reported dead, 24 injured. The entire situation causing complete chaos along the strip. A barrage of gunfire being heard early in the time, and many people thought it was just firecrackers. Then they noticed that it kept continuing. People began screaming, fleeing the scene. The shooting started during that concert at the Route 91 Vegas Strip. Country singer Jason Aldean had been performing at the time. He went on right after fellow country artist Jake Owen, who was still at the event. He tweeted, "Gunshots, Vegas. Pray to God. Love you guys. Love Pearl." We have Adam Housley standing by with us right now at the Las Vegas Strip. Adam, what can you tell us about in terms of what's going on there in the scene?
A couple other guys just walked out. You guys just walked out from over where the crimes or where the shooting took place. You were going to talk to me just now as you were walking up. What did you have to say? What did you see? What did you hear?
I just walked out. My aunt and uncle fucking grabbed me right now, and
Right.
Just going home.
Okay. Well, good luck. Glad you're okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right. Yeah, as you mentioned, it was the end of the concert, so you have guys that had been enjoying themselves. We're gonna walk this way. Okay, come this way, guys. We're gonna cross the street on Reno because we're staying back. The police officers in this area have asked us to stay over in this area, out of their way, which of course we're gonna do. But look at Kelly. This is a cooler. This is a freezer. Blood on the side. Somebody's leaned up against it, either injured or who've been helping people. But you can see blood all over the freezer in the middle of the street, Kelly. This is downtown Las Vegas.
That is not
this
what we
street
should be
was
saying in
packed.
Las Vegas.
This street was packed an hour and a half ago, Kelly. Now walk this way, Barnes. You come this way with me. We're gonna cross the street because they talked about staying out of the area. Walking out. Obviously, this area has people in various states of clarity because of the fact of what they've seen. Also, it was the end of a concert festival. You'll see blood. You see blood on the street. You just come out from inside there. What'd you see?
Nothing. How we played at all.
But what was it like when you were in there?
A couple of people saw it. Yeah, for sure.
The end of the. That's all right. It's all right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you made it okay. All right. There's blood in the street. 15 really. He just said he carried 15 people out. Walk this way, guys. So you can see blood in the street. As I showed a little while ago out there, that is a cooler. You would normally see that inside somebody's business or home. It's blood all on the outside of that. For people at home who've been to Las Vegas, the airport is directly to my right. To my left is the Strip. There's the New York. We come down this way. You can see, obviously, the Hotel Row. We get to Luxor. Get to Delano, and then there's the Mandalay Bay, the furthest major resort on the Strip. Block off right here. Just to the south of them, you'll see some more flashing lights. That is where the main triage area was. Sir, did you just come out from inside?
I work the stage.
Can I ask you what you saw, what you heard? You were on stage?
I heard a ton of rounds flying behind me and all.
What's your name?
My name's Mike.
Mike, sorry to meet you in these circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay, you were on stage. Jason Aldean was singing. Tell me what happened.
Well, we heard a bunch of, actually it sounded like firecrackers in the beginning, and then it went off again after that, and then all of a sudden everybody was just running off the stage, and we heard shots coming from, like, it looked like the southwest corner of where the stage, maybe like where Mandalay Bay was coming from, and now we're getting all these random reports. There's random shooters all over the place.
That's normal. Fluid.
Hotels. Right. But, you know, a lot of us have been saying this is a long time coming, and here we are with a sanctuary city. We have a lot of people with a lot of crazy ideas.
Just before, I know we don't want to get political here. I'm just
No.
It's fact. Yeah, I understand. Question for you. You were on stage. How many people did you see down? I mean, I met a lot of people.
I know firsthand about 4 to 5 down that I had to call Metro or EMTs to come over and get these people out of here, get them some kind of shelter or some kind of aid, something. Shots just kept ringing out here and there, and it's a mess. It's a mess. There's a lot of people that are injured, a lot of people that have been shot, 2 or 3 that I know of that have been shot, 3 to 4 that I know of that got injured trying to run out of there. It's horrible. It's horrible. This is disgusting. Makes me sick.
Sorry to make sure in the circumstances. All right, Mike, have a good, sorry. Come this way, guys. This way over here. Kelly, I'm going to keep walking with our crew. Can you come over here? My name's Adam. Nice to meet you. Sorry under the circumstances.
Right.
Were you in the concert?
I was.
What'd you see?
I didn't see anything. I just heard the what sounded like gunfire, and then people on stage started scrambling, and everybody just kind of ran from that point.
Where'd you go?
I actually stayed local in the concert venue. I hid behind a little table,
right.
And until everybody cleared, SWAT came in, and I left, and then I went out and started. There were a couple of bodies there, and started loading them into a back of a truck.
Were they dead?
I don't know if they were dead or not. One of them looked like she was probably dead, and the other 2, I'm not sure.
So you saw at least 3 people that had been shot?
Yes, and 2 more over on the sidewalk that were separate from those.
What? I can't even imagine. We were down the street. We heard the sirens. We obviously didn't hear the gunfire, but I can't imagine what you're thinking, what you're feeling right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a blur. You know, it's you just don't think it's going to happen, but you know, it's just state of affairs these days. You know.
I will say the one thing you're probably the 20th person we've spoken to who's come out who've tried to help people, which I know that kind of shows how Americans respond to stuff like this when in a time of crisis.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, you do what you can. You do what you can. I mean, we're all together, red, white, blue, whatever. You know, you try and help each other. So I pray that they, they made it out, and whoever did this is neutralized.
We heard the shooter's down. We don't know if there's more than one, but sorry to mention these circumstances.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Guys, come this way. Okay. Can I ask you a question, Mike? Can you come over here? I'm sorry, your name? Michelle, I'm sorry to meet you in these circumstances. Can you stay over here with me? You were inside the concert?
Yeah, we're vendors with a concert product booth inside.
Obviously, it was a 3-day festival. It had been going really well. It was at the very end. You were in your booth?
Yeah, Jason Aldean was playing, and we were in our booth, and we thought it was fireworks. And then it just didn't stop. And I'm like, Debbie, that's not fireworks. And then people started running, and we asked what was going on, and they said it was a shooter, and then we realized it sounded like machine guns. It sounded like more than one machine gun. And it just didn't stop, like 30 minutes.
What'd you guys do?
We were hiding in a beer truck behind our booth in a Budweiser truck for about 30 minutes.
Did they come and get you, or did you guys just, when it stopped, did you guys get out on your own?
It was mass chaos. You couldn't tell the difference between people that knew what was going on and people that were adding more confusion. So we didn't know what to do. So we just stayed there for about a half hour.
Did you see anybody injured? Anybody?
Yeah. We saw people getting thrown inside a pickup truck that were hurt, and people that were thrown inside of SUVs that were hurt. But I don't know any more than that. We're actively watching the news ourselves to find out how to leave the area.
Well, I can tell you this strip this way is closed. If you can make it, you're not going to get your car out for a while. So you might want to it's not going to happen for a while. If you go over towards Hooters Hotel, that's where they've got it blocked off. On the other side, you can probably get out from over there. I know there's some other cars over that way. So I'm sorry to meet you in these circumstances. Kelly, were you with her? Were you with her? Okay, the police this hour, Kelly, the good news is the police is saying the one shooter is down and they don't believe there are any more. Again, we first arrived here, I've lost count of time. When we first arrived here, there was reports there were shooters in other hotels and someone may have run into Tropicana. All that, from what we're being told by police, is not true. One shooter and the shooter is down. So that's positive news at this hour. You were inside as well?
Yes, I was a vendor for Route 91, and apparently it just occurred right behind our booth, basically. So it was very loud. We thought it was fireworks or something, which we thought was weird because we didn't see anything in the sky. It went on for quite a while. And then the screaming started and the running, and we grabbed all the money out of our cash drawer and took off,
Where'd you go? Did you go hide?
We headed for, the beer trucks were behind us, and it seemed like a secure area to be around massive quantities of cans, So we were there for a while, and they told us to leave, and then people were running and screaming and go this way. It was just, people were hysterical, There was no direction. We didn't know where to go, where to run. They said, go to the Tropicana, so I went in there. I needed to use the restroom. I come out of the restroom, and people are screaming and running down the hall again, and I'm going, oh my God, now what? And somebody said, the guy's on the roof.
Yeah, there were, as you know, situations like that. It tends to be very fluid. A lot of information gets passed around, and people are obviously, pretty upset, and it causes them to do and say things they may not, or hear things they may not really hear. Good news, we're told, is that did not happen.
Yeah.
But
there's all these rumors, and people are drunk. Basically, this is a concert.
It's a concert.
Yeah.
What did you see inside when you guys got out of there?
We saw a lot of injuries. People were helping other people. They were carrying people out that looked like they were pretty bloody, and the ambulances hadn't arrived yet, so they were just putting people into vehicles, whatever vehicles. We saw somebody get into a car, they had an IV going, and then a guy came up to us, and he looked like he'd been hurt pretty badly. He said no, he just dragged somebody out, but he was like covered in blood.
We've met a number of people that came out covered in blood, and it wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to meet you in these circumstances. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Kelly, back over here to the scene, you can see that the hook and ladder truck looks like it's coming out now. The headline that we learned in the last minute is that police at this hour believe that there was only one gunman, and that gunman is... This is basically a freezer, and that's blood from victims, or victim. We don't know what happened, why it's out here. It looks like they may have put a body on top of because it's been slid across, and it has wheels. Maybe they put somebody on top of this and rolled it out over here. We know that people were being thrown in the back of trucks, in the back of SUVs, being taken away in cars. There's somebody inside that ambulance, right there, somebody being treated in the back of that ambulance right there. There's still ambulances moving in all directions right here, guys. With
windows actually look out onto the strip, so I can kind of see what's going on if I wanted to, but I'm staying away from them. I close the shutters.
Thoughts as we work our way through this problem. Once I have more information to come back, I will come back and give you that information at this time. But as of now, what I can confirm is we do have one suspect down, and we want people
dead, especially in our city. Hopefully we're prepared. It seems like they're doing a great job. It's just, just God bless anyone that's been affected by this. There's going to be a lot of wounded. I'm a registered nurse specialized in emergency medicine, and I can really sympathize for this. It's going to be a long couple days for the folks of this town.
I mean, I'm hearing that there's every single resource out here when it comes to first responders. I mean, as a nurse, what are you thinking at this point?
This is what we do best. What's going to happen? Everyone pulls together. It's a well-ironed machine here. Everyone's going to do a great job. We all need to pull together. That's what the city does. And all the hospitals are going to come together. We're going to make sure everyone gets the best care. It's just going to be a long night.
And you're obviously very, very feeling better that your brother has expressed that he's okay.
100%. It's the first thing I did. I'm just glad I was able to get through to him. He's definitely shaken up. He's a tough kid, tougher than I am, most definitely.
How old is he?
He is 24 years old, yeah.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to see people going through something like this.
No, not at such a young age. And there's a lot of young people of all ages down here. It's a traumatic experience. It's something that no one's going to forget.
Can you describe anything else that he said as he's been in there?
He just said it's just pure chaos. He said the police and law enforcement are doing a good job of trying to keep everybody calm. Everyone's just worried, trying to stay in contact with their families. They're doing a good job telling them all to stay down, stay safe. They're making sure everything's very safe and secure before they're attempting to move anybody. It seems like you can hear some shouting and screaming in the background. People are definitely scared, but it seems like they're doing a hell of a job.
Okay, thanks so much, Cody. Again, we're going to turn right around here and show you what's happening behind us. We are right by the Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Eyewitness report.
After a little bit, they all of the people, customers, and were running toward the back of the casino, toward the garage.
What was going through your head at that?
Well, I said something is going on, something big, and then you saw SWAT coming running through with shotguns and all kinds of stuff, and they told us bring the lids up, and they went around, locked up all the lids, and then said get out, everybody go to the shark reef.
Now it happened, it's like everyone said hit the floor, so everyone was just like literally laying on top of each other trying to get out of the way, and the shots just kept coming, and so we were going down, and when we got down, there was a man that was shot right there. They were trying to take him out. He was all bloody and he was unconscious, and one of my friends was helping him out, and they got him out, and we ran, and everybody's hiding everywhere. I mean, they're hiding under the bleachers and the stanchions and anywhere they could, and everyone's telling us to run as fast as you can. My husband and I ran out toward our car, and there were people hiding underneath my car for cover, and there was a gentleman that was shot, and he said, can you help me? And so I put him in my car, and I had like 6 people in my car, people with shoes, running just to get away, and...
No, you were so strong, and Christine, we talked about before you came on camera about how you just tried to scramble and help people as best as you could. Could you talk about you had your vehicle and you knew you had to get them help?
We had a gal that was with with this couple that the guy had been shot in the back, or in the backside, and I thought he was going to be okay, but he was bleeding, and so he wasn't as serious to shove him into the ambulance that was right there. So I took him in my car, and she said, "Can I drive?" Because she worked for Metro, and we got to the hospital so quick you wouldn't believe it. But anyway, she drove, and I went to Sunrise Hospital, and my husband went in another car with another man that was unconscious to UMC, and I'm here right now because he's in there with my friend whose daughter is only 18 and she got shot.
And that is absolutely tragic, and we appreciate your bravery. And
just trying to get in the hospital.
And that is a struggle. So when you came here, you were trying to get into the people who you knew. What were you told, and why?
Oh, what was I told here? An officer said that they're just taking precautions. So, you know, I mean, there are crazy people out there. They shot into a crowd of 30,000 people in a concert. It's insane.
And as you reflect on this terrible event, what sticks out right now?
I want to be with my family. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Information from the police department there that one suspect is dead. We also know that 24 people were wounded. Las Vegas has seen more ambulances come by and more victims in those ambulances being rushed to hospital. And she's here with two more people who witnessed this. Hello, Jane. So you go ahead.
We do have some witnesses that were part of the crowd of that country music festival. Monique and Rachel, they're sisters. They're here with their husbands from Canada, but they were eyewitnesses to what was happening in that country music concert. First of all, Rachel, you're listening to the music and all of a sudden you begin to hear what?
We actually just heard it sounded like a glass breaking, so you kind of just looked around you to see what was going on, and then seconds later you just hear a pop, 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 and you just think it's fireworks or someone setting off a firecracker, and then at that same second you realize, no, that's not, that's a gunfire, and then it goes again.
So Monique, where was it coming from? Because the Mandalay Bay is on one side of the strip, and you're saying that the concert was on the other side of the strip, next to the Tropicana, basically. So where were the shots coming from with your vantage point?
We were on the left hand of the stage. We were really close, and I would say the first person that we knew that was injured was on the right of the stage, right in front of the stage, and it sounded like the gunshots were coming over from like the right side where the Mandalay is.
So coming across the street to where you were?
They sounded like they were right beside us too. They sounded like it was somebody in the crowd, or I mean, I don't know how far gunshots, the noise travels, but it was like, it was right there. Like it was.
So Monique, what did people start to do when this started to happen?
So instantly everyone just crouched and went to the ground, and then it stopped. So you kind of just stood up again because it's still not seeming like it's real. And then the band was rushed off the stage. The floodlights come onto the crowd. And then you see on the right hand of the stage the person who's been injured, so they're calling for a medic, they're calling for security, and then there's gunfire again, and now we're running.
No, we're still crouched.
We're still crouched.
We stayed crouched for quite a while. It seemed like there was like a pause in the gunfire, and then it looked like, I don't know, in my eyes, it's like the people in the yellow shirts were telling everybody to go, like go, 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 and so we all just went to the left, like where there's like a huge like parking lot, well, not right away because we had to get through all this fencing and all this craziness, but the whole time we were running, it was just, the gunfire never ended. It seemed like it went on and on and on, enough that you're like, what the hell, like where are the cops, like how is this happening right now?
But it appears as though there was a pause in the gunfire, and then it started again?
Yeah, there always was a pause, so I don't want to assume what I thought he was doing, like maybe reloading a gun or whatever he was doing. So you think for a moment, okay, we're fine, there's no more gunfire, and so you stop for a second, and then it starts again, and so you just keep running and running. You're crouching and running.
You get down and you're running through gunfire, and you're like, by the time we got into that, so like where the Tropicana, and then the festival is, there's a huge like parking lot, and there was like a refinery back there, and we were just like running and like ducking in between like vehicles behind like with gunshot, and we just ran and ran, like we just kept going. We just headed south, and we ended up at McDonald's, and then we crossed, and we thought we wanted to get back to our hotel, so we thought we'd get through the Mandalay and go through there, but then we got to the Mandalay, and the security officer or girl told us to leave because a shooter was in there. They had him in a room up there, but for whatever reason, we didn't really listen to her.
So did you see people getting shot?
I didn't see anyone getting shot, but I saw someone who had been injured. So after she had been shot, or he had been shot. But I didn't see it actually happen. It just was the after effect of them calling for medics and calling for security and like, we need help over here.
How did you find out that it was shots that you were hearing? Did anybody?
Not really. We didn't find out until we went to the Mandalay. We left the Mandalay. We crossed the street back over to McDonald's. We were in McDonald's. Then the security guy came rushing through there and everybody left McDonald's. And then we went like down to the Harley Davidson and we saw cops and they said, where is it safe for us to go? And he said, just keep walking like south. So we walked to the Harley place and we were told to stay there because there was a bus coming. So we hid behind like the big Harley Davidson, like concrete. We all like took a ladder and just hid behind it. And then we were there, and then we were told to leave there and just keep going, and we just ended up here.
All right, well, we want to thank you for joining us. We're glad you're safe, and I know you've been through an experience that's still ongoing right now, so I'm going to hand it back to you, but this is some eyewitness account, 2 of our visitors from Canada, of what they endured tonight at that country music concert.